See they attack here? Okay, they do. I'm down with that. So this is a really nice little trade for us. We just remove a counter and go about our day. And that also takes it. Okay, so they're going to petty theft my Pelucranos, which I can put all those counters on the Ozolith. Pelucranos is about to be a 8 plus 6 is 14. How's it going, y'all? Titan Smash MTG here. Today we're back with some more MTGA standard action. This time we got a spicy little meatball. This is Abzan Ozolith. Now I can't take credit for this. This is from my buddy John Roberts, JDoubleR2. If y'all haven't checked him out, make sure to do so. One of the most interesting deck brewers out there. Fantastic players. It's John Roberts, the guy with the fro. If you need a new deck list, you know where to go. John Roberts. Ooh, the guy with cool list. If you don't watch him, I'll get pissed. Sorry, I don't know where that even came from. But anyways, Abzan Ozolith here. Basically, this is a counters deck that uses things like Luminarch, Aspirant, and of course the namesake. This is the Ozolith here. You really want to get this down on turn 1 if you can, or pretty early on. But even late game, it can come in and provide some value. But basically, any of your creatures die here. They die to a board wipe or an extinction event, or just any kind of removal. The counters go on here. Then later on, when you play another creature, you can just throw all the counters right back on it. So it puts a very weird avenue of pressure on your opponent, where you have these really big, tall creatures, and if they do something to finally take one out, you just play another creature, throw all the counters right back on there, and you're good to go. Now, but the good thing is, like, if you don't have the Ozolith, it still has a pretty coherent game plan. So, interesting looking deck here. I want to try it out. I haven't tried it out here. One thing I'm kind of afraid of here is you have the 4 Triumph and 4 Temple of Malady. Looks like tap lands can maybe be a little bit of a problem, but it looks like this curve's kind of built where it can go around that, so we'll see how it works out. But yeah, Abzan Ozolith, let's take it to rank, see how it goes. Let's go. Alright, first game of the day is against Canadian Bacon. We're on the draw to start it off here. Open the hand, we got a tap land and a land, 3 Crystalline Giants. We'll keep it here. They play a Heart's Desire. We'll go ahead and play this trial and pass the turn. Because next turn, we don't really have much to play anyway. I can still play the Stone Cold Serpent for 2. And then hopefully if we draw land, just kind of go about our day here. So we'll take 1, pass the turn. Draw another land, which you'd like to see. That way we're guaranteed to have our 3 drops here. I'm going to play the black because I need the double black for Oathsworn Knight. And now I've got double black here, so this way next turn the branch lock can be whatever I need it to be. So 2/2 here, holding the battlefield down. Let's see if they just play a Lovestruck Beast here. No, Garrick's Harbinger. So this is actually kind of nice here. Because even though Oathsworn... Is that a 4th Crystalline Giant? Come on. Even though it has hexproof in black, it doesn't have protection. So if I attack in here, this Oathsworn Knight can trade with the Harbinger and just be a 3/3 instead, which is great. Nestian Hornbeetle. Okay. Opponent already down to 2 cards in hand. Let's see what they got. Ram through. Well, there's that. See they attack here? Okay, they do. I'm down with that. So this is a really nice little trade for us. We just remove a counter and go about our day. And that also takes a creature of power 4 greater off the battlefield, even though they have that Lovestruck Beast back. Here, I think I'll just play this Pelucranos. So funny enough, we have this little quadruple Crystalline Giant hand, which is kind of hilarious. We'll go and attack here because I don't see myself trading there. Let's pass the turn. Land for opponent. Expecting to see a Lovestruck Beast come down. What do you know? It's the Lovestruck Beast. So this is an interesting one now. I can play Iroan games where I can get this Crystalline Giant down. I think for now, I got decisions. I think I rather want to put this Crystalline Giant down, but maybe I don't. Maybe I hold on. Yeah, let's go ahead and play this Iroan games. The reason I do this is because that Nestian Hornbeetle is going to continue to grow this next turn. Also, I have to attack there with this one Knight, which kind of stinks. The Hornbeetle is going to continue to grow, so I figure I might as well be able to put a bunch of counters on something this next turn and hold it back a little bit more. And then, you know, we're going to have these turns we get to 6 mana, especially where I can just play 2 Crystalline Giants. Questing Beast, not a bad top deck from opponent. They'll attack here. I can trade with it and kill. And it is kind of nice because you put your Pelucranos back in the graveyard. Just not sure if that's really where I want to be yet. So I'm going to take that for now. So here, I think we put these counters on the Oathsworn Knight, since it is a 5/5. Another one's not terrible, but I don't think we need 2 of them right now. And I'm putting that on the Oathsworn Knight because it has to attack anyway, so I figured at least this kind of does force a trade with something. So let's go ahead and swing for 5. And heck, maybe I'll swing for 6 here too. Probably shouldn't though. I probably need to hold that back. So let's just swing for 5 here. Yeah, they just trade a 1-1. No? So this is an okay trade for them because they can get their Arachneer back if they need to. But we don't really play flyers in this deck, so that's fine. Opponent with Love Struck Beast top deck, so they are doing the thing. I'm hoping to draw a land here so I can just double Crystalline Giant and kind of make this a big old war of attrition. I'm going to take this hit, I think, one more time, and then afterwards do Pelucranos things. Let's draw some more cards. Nice. First I roll in games, I did a card that when it came out, if you recall, I tried to make quite a few decks with it. Just never really got it to work. But I'm actually kind of digging it in this deck so far. So I can play double Crystalline Giant here, or I can play Luminarch and a Stonecoil. I think just double Crystalline Giant here. See what the cards hold for these little critters. 3 counters. We get a Trample, a Hexproof, and a Vigilance. Really looking for flying on some of these, because flying over them is going to be how we get through. For now, we have to swing at this Low-Sworn Knight. And thanks to Questing Beast, that damage can't be prevented past the turn. And that is one thing that makes this Pelucranos awkward, is I can't really prevent the damage if I fight here. And I'm not 100% sure on how that works. Also, the opponent top decked another Love Struck Beast, by the way, so their draws have been fantastic. But we holding the line back, baby. We holding it back. I think here I'd rather just double block. I think that's the way we got to do it. We know they don't have like a ram through or anything. And getting that off the table means that my Pelucranos now can slowly start fighting things. Alright, we created a gold token. Woo! So, a multitude of options here. Opponent still doesn't really have great attacks. So I think we just play these for now. I could play the Serpent for 1. Well, 2 technically, but I think I'd rather just wait. Opponent has the 7/7 and Hornbeetle, so do we just put this on the Pelucranos? Could just put it on the Giant too, but I think we gotta put it on the Pelucranos here. Menace still doesn't really do too much. Just gonna pass the turn for now. The good news is, like, they've got to stop top decking eventually, and we still have some pretty good draws. Okay, they finally just top deck a Forest. Thank the Lord. They can't bring back the Arachneer, and it doesn't really do a whole lot anyways right now. So I think that's fine. First out rowing game is actually a decent draw. I want to be able to keep drawing cards here. And being able to put 3 counters on the target when we know we're going to have so many creatures out here is actually really good. Grim Dancer. Then we go with a little Death Touch. For sure. Lifelink and Menace is kind of tough. But they have a lot of creatures, so I don't know if the Menace part's actually that great. So I may just go Lifelink here. Gain some life since we are at 11. Throw some more counters down. And if I can grow this Grim Dancer, that's actually not that bad either. So, Lifelink, Vigilance, First Strike, and Menace. Quite the combination. But we're just going to keep holding it down for now. Like, it's kind of a stalemate, but in the long run, like we did, like this Luminarch Aspirant can just run away with the game. This Pelucranos can eventually start fighting things. Opponent, top deck master. Other than that one turn there. Okay, we get a land here, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and put 3 counters on here, and now I think we start getting the fighting. So let's go ahead and have Pelucranos. Is this the time that we just take out this Hornbeetle? Oh, opponent, come on! No! Well, hey, good start there. Let's go ahead and play game number 2 against Chuck Flores. Now, I gotta say, even though this is unranked, I kind of like them showing the ranks there. It's always interesting to know, like, hey, I'm playing against somebody in Mythic, or hey. So our connection, as I was saying, it's kind of nice to know our rank here. Connection dropped out, so I just had to restart. Let's see if we get back in here. Okay, now we seem to be good to go. Arena, doing arena things. What's new? But I love it. Just love it. Here, I got a few different options. I can play Ozolith. I can play Stonecoil for 1. We definitely want to play something. I think we just play Ozolith here. I'd rather have the Stonecoil Serpent be bigger. And if I need to, I can still play this for 1 on the second turn, even though it's not amazing. So Ozolith comes down, pass the turn. Curious to see how this deck does with the Ozolith, since I've actually not got to play it on turn 1 before. We did draw a tap or an untapped land here. So I could risk it and play a Triumph. Like, I'm going to do this and risk it, and I may not have like a big turn 2 play. But for now, like, we'll still just play this. See if the opponent wants to counter it. We don't have anything in our graveyards. So if they have something like Drown in the Lock, this isn't going to be enough. Well, actually, I guess they could because it's converted mana cost 0. 2 counters on the board. Now, if they kill it, Ozolith gets to do his thing. Opponent AOT flashes in the Thieves Guild Enforcer. Yeah, I don't know why I'm singing, yeah, but I like to sing, yeah. All I can say is yeah. You guys get this content for free. You know, what a time to be alive. Rogues doing Rogues things so far. Actually, they're really not doing Rogue things. It's pretty crappy for them. Okay, Blood Chief's Thirst. Well, we get to put 2 counters on there. But love to draw an untapped land and throw those counters on a Crystalline Giant. Because they're already down to just 3 cards. I'm sure they have some, you know, some counter spells, some disruption or something. But I could also just kill the Thieves Guild Enforcer with this Blood Chief's Thirst too. Opponent reading the Ozolith over and over and over again. What a pleb. Also, I just love these new lands. I wasn't 100% sure about them, but like every time I see them, they just kind of make me happy. If opponent has a counter for this, I'm assuming they would counter this. Because if this gets hexproof against them, it's really good. Yeah, so bad news there is they countered. Good news, I would like to not put that on. They're the Thieves Guild Enforcer, actually. Thank you, game. Opponent is down to 3 cards here. Hoping they don't go like land into Zareth Sand, but I know Zareth Sand's kind of falling out of favor for a lot of these decks. Okay, they just ping us for 1. We can take that. They miss a land. We've been pretty lucky with these land draws here. Now I have a decision. I really want to get this Pelucranos down. Though, I mean, it's not the worst thing, because again, if they counter it, I can just escape it, and they really help me with escaping things like that. So for now, I think we just try to kill this Thieves Guild Enforcer, and I'd rather just play it simple. Get my scry on. Another land, I don't think so. Let's pass the turn, see? End of turn, Soaring Thought Thief. Opponent's still just not really doing a lot. They're still stuck at 3 lands, it appears. Let's mill some cards. And neither of those are really good in the situation. This was a situation where first IRO in games isn't going to be doing a whole lot. It's a Wind Robber. Ooh, another land, you say. This is actually really good because I can play the Pelucranos and Blood Chief's Thirst. They don't appear or they can't counter it, so let's get out of here. Let's go. And you know, I'd like to put some more counters on this Pelucranos. Pretty funny if they have like a Heartless Act or something because it's just so bad against this deck. They can remove counters from it, but otherwise, like, you just don't kill a lot of stuff with the Heartless Act in this deck, and that's one of the premier removal spells, so that's good. Next turn, I can fight the Wind Robber, which is also pretty sweet. Alright, opponent swinging. Connect for 1. There went my Heartless Act. You know what? I'm okay. I'm okay about it. They're not really presenting a strong clock right now. We got this Pelucranos going to be swinging in for 8. That's a pretty quick clock. Okay, so they're going to Petty Theft my Pelucranos, which I can put all those counters on the Ozolith. So let's hope they don't play a land or anything here. Oh boy, so we just get to throw this back down. So while we're not attacking this turn, Pelucranos is about to be a 8 plus 6 is 14. So it's a casual 14-14. I mean, maybe I do want that. I don't know, maybe I should have bought him that. Yeah, just a casual 14-14 here, no big deal. The reason I bought him a Stone Cold Serpent there, with it being CMC 0, I'm just really afraid of them having a super easy counter removal spell for it with Drown in the Lock. Like right now, I kind of just want things to clear the way out for them because Pelucranos can just take us home so easily. Opponent still swinging. Well, we got a Pelucranos or a Stone Cold Serpent milled anyway. And also, like, it's a lot of times with this, when you know they have a thing that can mill you, if you find something you want to keep there, you kind of just got to leave it or bottom it because they're going to mill you anyways. So they play another Wind Robber here to get in the way. Heartless Act is decent. I think what I can do here, though, is go to attacks and just try to fight it. And if they decide to sack this in response, then they don't have a blocker anymore. So, let's see if that's what they do. Looks like that's what they're going to do. Cool. Plukernos on this kind of board against these, like against rogues, there's just nothing that can size up to this kind of thing. I mean, in general, standard, a 14-14 is kind of a big deal. So, Soaring Thought Thief, I can kill that too. And I could fight it, but I think I just want to use this for now. Maybe I shouldn't. Let's go ahead and do it, though. Bam! Hit him for 6. Sorry, I keep hitting my mic here. I'm going to go... I think I should hold on this Triumph here just because I can cycle it on the off chance we need it. Opponent with 3 cards in hand. Let's see if they draw anything. I think we got them where we want, though. Play land. 2 cards we don't know about. The Brazen Bar does nothing here. Okay, that's a good sign. GG, opponent. And they scoop it up. 2-0. John Roberts counters. Let's go. I gotta move my desk. I got a new desk in, which I actually like, but the bad news is it feels like anytime I touch this desk at all, I just hear, like, I can just tell it's going to be doing, like, the whole boom, boom mic thing, so I apologize for that. Swarm Shambler started off on 1 here. We actually just get to have a good curve to start off with. The bad news is here, this Oathsworn Knight is nowhere close to playable right now. Luminarch Aspirant. I think we put the counter on the Swarm Shambler, so I can attack through for now. Pass turn, really hoping to draw a land next turn. The dang cycling decks, you know, they just always have... They've always got that that Flourishing Fox on 1. So it's a 2-2. Okay. So they're just totally fine staying at 1 land there because they have that red cat melee. We draw a land, which is great. And it's a black source, which is good because that gets us a little bit closer to Oathsworn Knight. For now, I think we just play the first Rowan games. I'm going to need to draw some cards here soon, and I think we'll be able to do that with what we got going on here. Now, I could play a Stonecoil for 3, but I think we just play this. So let's go with this. Swing for 2. Give him down to 16. That Red Cat melee probably helped us in the end. Like, I like Luminarch Aspirant, but I would much rather them lose lands because that just means they can't cycle. And that puts them like a turn off of having to Zenith Flare us. Could block here. Don't think I really care. Maybe I do. Just save all the damage we can here. Because if they want to kill this Swarm Shambler, like, be my guest. So if they have another Red Cat melee, they do need to use it in response to this trigger. Ooh, that's a good draw. So... I think I just get rid of this Flourishing Fox now. Do that. Play a Stonecoil for 2. You cycle all you want, Big Daddy. It ain't gonna matter. Alright. Down like a clown. Charlie Brown. Don't hit a land here, but unless they have some kind of spell that does 5 damage to my Shambler, we get to draw some cards. We got 7 power on board compared to their 0. Okay. Valiant Rescuer is annoying, but not a huge deal. Draw some cards. Not exactly what I wanted to see here, but it could be worse. Now, awkwardly enough, we have 4 cards in hand and I can only play 1 of them. Heartless Act will keep for sure. For sure, for sure. And I think I just swing in here. Like, if they want to double block my Stonecoil Serpent and kill it, I'm totally fine with that. So, yeah, let's go ahead and send both of them. There's no reason not to. Of course, they're going to cycle, make a trump blocker. Let's see if they just single block or double block here. But left for them to double block. I would assume they probably just block the Swarm Shambler. Take 2. Okay. That's fine. Land for opponent. So they do have, well, I was going to say they did have Zenith Flare mana, but now they don't. Yeah, boy, we get there. 3-0? Maybe this deck's legit. Who knows? Game number 4 against Pharma P. It's like Ali G's long-lost cousin who was a farmer, but also a medical consultant. So, Pharma P. This hand, we have double Bloodchief's Thirst. We have like a lot of 1-drops here. So I think with what we got going on here, we can afford to, let's just play the let's play the Serpent for one here. I want to have a creature down. Next turn we can play the Ozolith. So now if they have a Blood Chief Thirst or something like that, we can still put it on the Ozolith. So we actually get a little bit rewarded here for playing this, I think. Well, we're drawing the Temple. We might as well play Temple. Try to find us an untapped land here like that. Let's go. 19 turn clock, y'all. They can't handle it. Opponent on Yorion. Let's see if this is like, I'm assuming this is Esper. That could be. I've seen Mardu Doom Foretold been a thing. Golden Eggs. They're not really putting a clock on us quite yet. We need to start putting some pressure on them, though. So I guess that can hopefully start with the first Yorion games. If this is a Doom Foretold deck, we actually have like a lot of stuff we can sack here, which isn't really that bad. But keeping a double Blood Chief's Thirst hand against this kind of deck feels pretty terrible. I would almost hope they go Skyclave Apparition here. Actually, I guess I don't, because I really want my first Yorion games to stay here. Okay, so it is Esper. Good to know. They got the double white. Let's see if we get Skyclaved Apparition here. We do. Leave my first Yorion games alone. You jerk. You're just a jerk. Okay, Heartless Act. I didn't draw the untapped land. I would have loved to draw an untapped land as Blood Chief's Thirst that, but I think we have to get rid of that thing now. Just because I don't know what kind of counter magic they really run, and that's partially on me just for not knowing the meta here. But we got some power on board. Doom Foretold. I think we sack the Ozolith here. I mean, this doesn't really... I guess not. Ozolith can power us through here. Luminar Gasper's not too bad. This allows us to start putting our counters on some creatures here. So I think I'll just spread them evenly. I would like to do that. Hey, we're swinging for 6. So I'll definitely sack the Ozolith this next time. Let's hope we don't get board wiped here. If we get board wiped, we probably just die. There's a swamp. Let's see if opponent drains our swamp. Okay, birth is fine. We ain't afraid of no birth. We ain't afraid of no birth at all, baby. What I am afraid of is a stupid Omen of the Sun. I think we sack Ozolith here. We have 4, 5, 6. Okay, well. Hooray. Look at that. So, counter time. I think we put this here. That way, if they do have an Omen of the Sun, they have to double block here. So let's swing 8. They do have it. I'm assuming they double block here on the Aspirant, but maybe not. Interesting. That probably means they just have a board wipe of some sort. Basically, we're in trouble. This here will tell if they have a Yorion in hand, because I think they would value the Omen of the Sun, so I don't think they have a Yorion in hand here, or else they could blink it. Extinction Event. Well, that's kind of a weird play. That's a lot of counters. The good news is here, we kind of start top decking creatures and putting big threats out. Actually, I guess we can't, because Ozolith we have to sack next turn, so we're probably boned now. Land for opponent. They've only got 2 cards we don't know of. Goodbye, Ozolith, my old friend. I'm going to cycle this just to see what we hit. Oathsworn. Not very good against this deck anyway. Let's just go to the next game. We're not going to win this. Alright, last game of the day here against Perplexity. Can't take that. This is a great hand. The tap lands in this deck is one thing. Can't say I love all the tap lands in this deck, because it's really came back to bite us quite a bit. But it's part of a 3-color deck, though. For now, we'll just play a tap land, even though I'd love to play a Shambler. Let's pass turn here, shall we? Land for opponent. Could be Rogues. I'm assuming this is Rogues. Let's try to play a Swarm Shambler here before we play our other Triome. The Essence Scatter could just be like Esper or Dimir Control, I guess. In which case, I would imagine we have a really bad matchup against them. Crawling Barrens. Yeah, this is Control. Mazemind Tome, sorry. Okay, I'll give ourselves credit here. We've been doing a good job of drawing these untapped lands when we needed them. First time Rowan games, can't imagine they have anything for this, like a Spell Pierce type card. I think they're just holding up priority for this Mazemind Tome to scry, baby scry. Let's go ahead and pass turn. Scry for the opponent, and they top it. We never like to see that, do we? Land. Don't you kill my 1/1, you rascal. Opponent. Now, why? Why would you do that? It's rude. Ain't no sense in it. Mama said, ain't no sense in it. We missed the land here. We're stuck at 3. We're just mega dead here, I think. So I'm going to play a Stone Cold Serpent and a Lumark Esper. We're not going to hit on that Iroan Games trigger, which I realized that I could do with an Oathsworn Knight, but I think we're better off just going a little bit wide here, right? Maybe not. Maybe I'm supposed to play the Oathsworn Knight there and get the guaranteed trigger if they don't kill it. Let's see what they do. Yeah. And I think they would have done that anyways if we played the Oathsworn Knight, because they wouldn't want us to draw 2 cards. But now the first Iroan Games, this is where it's kind of weak at. Is like it made a 1/1 for 3 mana. We're missing lands. This doesn't look good, y'all. Doesn't look good at all. Let's go ahead and play this Luminarch Aspirant. At least they shouldn't have any removal up for this, so we can put a counter on it. Play around Heartless Act a little bit. And this is the problem in these kind of decks. Like, if you get a card like the Ozolith, you really want to have that on turn 1. And the games that you don't, feels way worse. So opponent will exile that to draw a card. Put a page counter on there, for show, for show. Now they can gain 4 life off of that thing. It ain't looking good for the home team. We started off hot, ended it a little bit chilly. They draw on a card, gaining 4 life. Mazemind Tome is just such a sweet little card for control decks. And the design, like, it's perfect. It's a cheap little thing to put down that doesn't really do anything necessarily, but over time it does invest you a lot of value. And they get another. Hey, there's a land. Let's go. Never didn't have it. We got some gold. Mom, I drew a land. Let's see if Mr. Oathsworn Knight. Okay, Oathsworn gets to come down. Put a counter on the Aspirant. Let's swing in. They probably just draw a card here again. Value City. Mazemind Tome has drawn them like 3 different cards. But again, this is another matchup where we're stuck with this Blood Chief's Thirst. It ain't really doing much nothing. Uh-oh. Well, I can tell y'all for sure we have 0 answers to that. Here, I think we're just eating this gold and making the biggest Stone Cold Serpent of our lives. Counter time. Put it over here. Kind of spread the wealth a little bit. Swing for 8. So what we got to hope here is that opponent's just kind of land heavy and doesn't want to do anything. Because we do have 13. No. Why you gotta be so rude? I just think I lost the game, dude. Why you gotta be so rude? You're gonna kill my creatures anyway. That was really bad. Another maze. Okay. You're saying there's a chance. Because we can kill that. But it's not going to be lethal anyway. I was going to say a Luminarch Aspirant here would have been lethal. Because we could kill this creature, play Luminarch Aspirant, put a counter on her Swinger. Her Swinger. That sounds a little weird, doesn't it? But I think here, since we don't have lethal on them anyways, we're supposed to just attack for now. Because I want to get into a position where we do have lethal on board, hopefully, or close to it. And plus, we can swing through that. But I don't know if we can swing through anything else. So we're still in a lot of trouble here, though. Alright, so we got this 11-11 on board. Don't really know of a way... Yeah, that is their 30 extinction event, by the way. So I think we're probably done here. I'll see what we draw, but I just don't think we have a chance here. The only thing giving us a chance here is, again, Ozolith being able to put a bunch of... Oh, I mean... So you're saying there's a chance. This would be the card that can get us through there. If it resolves. It doesn't resolve. They get a 2-2. Let's go ahead, look at the deck list. No, we're just dead here. Let's take a look at the deck list one more time. Alright, y'all, so I think that was 3-2 with this deck overall, so it felt pretty good here. It is a weird deck for sure, and I think it has, you know, it's got some strengths in the fact that it can just be, it plays good removal, and it plays some big, beefy creatures that are kind of hard to get around. The weaknesses there is I think any kind of control matchup naturally is going to have a hard time with it, or have a pretty... We have a bad matchup against controls, what I'm trying to say, when I'm not stuttering all over the place. But it can definitely be done. But yeah, interesting list. Really enjoyed this one. So again, John Roberts, JDoubleR2. If you haven't checked him out, make sure to do so. Fantastic guy, fantastic deck builder. Just, it's my bud. Hope y'all enjoyed this. When you're watching this, I guess tomorrow will be the Arena Open. So we're going to try it out here. I haven't 100% picked my list out, but I think I'm going to be a dirty Yorion player. But it doesn't play blue, so it doesn't play blue. Though I might go Rakdos too, I'm not sure. But those are the two I'm kind of fingering on. But anyway, this is what we got, y'all. Thanks y'all for watching. Love y'all. Thanks for support. Let's go!